Hi there, Billy Angel here, your storyteller. I have a great story for you today. Saul has been declared the king of the Hebrews. Samuel called everybody together at Mizpah. All the people came, 12 tribal elders, clan leaders, heads of family, they were all there. And then Samuel took charge of the proceedings. They drew lots, and this went on for a while. One round and another round and another round, and eventually the winner was declared. Saul, son of Kish, is going to be the first king of the Hebrews. And Samuel went, "Long live the king." And all the people went, "Long live the king." But you could tell they weren't entirely sure. Really? We now have a king, and this man is it? Why should he be king? Why not me be king? What's so special about him? I mean, he's a farmer, isn't he? Really? He's going to be our king? Well, so it goes. Something else needs to be happening before Saul can really be the king. So the days come to an end. Samuel dismisses everybody. You can go home. Saul wants to know from Samuel, what do I do? Saul, what's next? How do I actually get to function as the king? Samuel says, well, Saul, I think something is going to happen to really get the people behind you. Something will get them excited. I don't know what it is, but once that has happened, you will be able to form an army, to set up court, and take charge. So, be ready. It could be in a week from now, it could be a year from now, I don't know, but be ready. Okay, Saul has heard that, and he makes his way home. Now, Saul lives in a town called Gibeah, that is part of Benjamin tribe, and he lives at his father's farm. It's a family business, big farm. Saul, in fact, is a married man. He has 5 children, 3 sons, 2 daughters. His eldest, Jonathan, is already a young adult. And there they are at this big farm, lots of fields, all kinds of grain they have. They have livestock, olive groves, vineyards, you name it, they have it. A big family business, lots of work to be done. Now, on the east side of the country, we have 3 tribes there. We cross the river Jordan, which runs from north to south, from the lake of Tiberias to the Dead Sea. And to the east of that river Jordan, we have East Manasseh, then the tribe of Gad, and then the tribe of Reuben. South of Reuben, you have the Moabites, and then to the east of these tribes, you have the Ammonites, and their king is Nahash. Well, Nahash is a very aggressive king. Yeah, let's call him nasty. Nahash sends in these raiding parties to pounce on the Hebrews. In they come, 40, 50 men on camels. They pounce on a farm or a village. They wreck the place. They take whatever they find. They take equipment, carts, the harvest. They even take women, and then they just disappear. The Hebrews are just overwhelmed with this power and this kind of attack. And they've been forming local militias that when the alarm is raised, all the men come running out of their farms, their villages, try and defend themselves. You know, they bring their bows and arrows, their sticks, whatever they can use to fight back. Well, Nahash has responded to this with something that is just draconian. He's brought in his army right into Hebrew territory. He surrounds a village, seals it off, and then he's gone into the village and he's taken out the right eye of every man and teenage boy. Can you believe that? He's mutilated half the population in that village. You'd say, why is that? Well, without your right eye, you cannot aim any sort of weapon. You become useless in trying to defend your farm or your village. My, oh my. And yet Nahash has been doing this for a while now. Even towns are taken. He brings a bigger army, surrounds it, seals it, and he goes to work. Now you can imagine every time the word is, Nahash is coming, lots of men and boys just run for it. They try and escape this mutilation. And hundreds, if not thousands, have run away, have gone west away from the Ammonites. And over time, about 7,000 of them have arrived in a town that's called Jabesh Gilead, still in East Manasseh, but further away from the Ammonites. 7,000 men and boys are seeking refuge in this town, trying to stay clear of this nasty Nahash. Well, Nahash has an answer to this too. Now, recently, he's brought in a much larger army. He's crossed all the way through the tribe of East Manasseh and has surrounded Jabesh Gilead, sealed it off, and he's made his demand. You have a choice out of two. Either you let me in and I do what I do, that means take out the right eye of every man and boy, or I will destroy your town and kill you all. You have 3 days to think about it. If your gates are not open in 3 days' time, we will begin the attack. My, whoa, the town elders have been getting together. What are we going to do? What can we do? We can't let this man have his way with us. My. And then a person thinks of Saul. Let's send messengers to Saul over there in Benjamin. I mean, he is our king, isn't he? Well, he should come and help us. Well, how is he going to do that? He's a farmer just like the rest of us. He's got no army. Well, perhaps he can form an army. I mean, it's our only hope. So the elders ask for a conversation with Nahash, and they say, King Nahash, you are a powerful king, and you have a powerful army, we realize that. But then again, we are a strong city. We have a lot of fighting men here. We have some great weapons. We could do some serious damage to your army. Then again, we might surrender and let you have your way with us. We ask for 7 days for us to make up our minds. And Nahash says, okay. Perhaps Nahash thinks, 7 days, that suits me just right. Yeah, because I can just sneak back to my palace, get a few things done. Yes, there is a few things that really need to be sorted out, and see the lady, and then I'll be back here just in time. Excellent. Okay, guys, we have 7 days. Now, the elders quickly form a group of messengers, and they are going to go and speak to Saul in Gibeah, Benjamin. So these messengers sneak out of town in the middle of the night. Under cover of darkness, they sneak past the Ammonite army unnoticed, and they are on their way to King Saul. Well, Saul is plowing the fields like always, working with 2 oxen in front of his plow. He's got other men working for him, doing the same. It's the season of plowing, a lot of work to be done. And then the messengers arrive. Well, when Saul hears the news, he gets so agitated. He gets so animated. He gets furious. How dare this Nahash treat us like this? We're going to teach that man a lesson. We're going to throw him out. And Saul slaughters his 2 oxen and cuts them into 12 pieces. Then he orders 12 of his men to take a piece each and go to the 12 Hebrew tribes with this message. This here, you see this piece of oxen? This is what will happen to your oxen if you do not respond to King Saul and Samuel. They are calling you to come join their army and do it right away. We're going to fight Nahash, king of the Ammonites. And Scripture tells us that the fear of Saul falls on the Hebrew people, and all the men rise as one. They grab whatever weapons they can find at their farms, and they begin to make their way to join Saul's army. Now, Saul has told everybody to join him in the town of Bezek, which is in West Manasseh, like a 2-hour journey from Jabesh Gilead in East Manasseh. And I tell you what, over the next few days, well over 300,000 men joined Saul there in that town. He spends a few days organizing them and getting heads of groups and this and that and getting everybody equipped with weapons, whatever they have. And they're getting ready for a big confrontation. So then Saul sends word to the town elders to let them know on day 7 at noontime, you will be liberated. Well, the elders are delighted. God, thank God, King Saul is coming to the rescue. Wow! So they send word to Nahash, King Nahash, on day 7 at noontime, we will surrender. We will open the gates and you can come in and do as you will. Well, Nahash is delighted. Yes, he's very happy to hear this. Okay, I was hoping you'd make that choice. Saves him a lot of trouble, fighting these Hebrews. It's a messy business. And now he's got the night off. That's easy. He can have a nice meal in his tent, have some entertainment, have some ladies dancing. It'll be a wonderful evening. And tomorrow we just go in there, do our job, and then we can go back home. Well, that night, Saul has his army ready and brings them under cover of darkness from Bezek in West Manasseh all the way to Jabesh Gilead in East Manasseh. Saul has split them up in 3 groups. They surround the Ammonite army. These soldiers are fast asleep. And at first light, Saul gives the command. Attack! And these Hebrews, they just pounce on the Ammonites. I mean, the Ammonites have no idea what's hitting them. They are totally confused. They are in disarray. They are running everywhere. Well, over the next couple of hours, it is a major fight. These Hebrews kill them all. They destroy that army. Nahash escapes with his life. He is running for it, heading back for the border, followed by a few of his soldiers. The rest of the Ammonite army lies dead in the field. Whoa! Of course, the people of Jabesh Gilead are delighted. They throw open their gates. They come out to welcome Saul, King Saul and his army. They throw a party and it goes, long live the king, long live the king. I mean, they are just beside themselves with relief. When Samuel hears about the victory, he calls all the people together to Gilgal in 3 days' time for a big celebration, and we're going to crown Saul our king. It is a great time for the Hebrews. Now, Saul takes his army of 300,000 plus men to Gilgal, gets there a couple of days early because he has a job to do. He is going to select 3,000 men, 3,000 of the best of them, to be his standing army. They'll be working for him permanently so they can respond to attacks, to these raiding parties and whatnot. Well, the time has come. Samuel arrives, the big day is here, all the tribal elders are here, clan leaders, heads of family, thousands of Hebrews, and then Samuel takes charge. He makes the sacrifices like he does, and he does that beautifully. He speaks prayers. He says, thank you to God for the victory over Nahash and all of that. And then there is the ceremony to crown Saul the king. And when the ceremony is done, Samuel goes, long live the king. And all the people rise and they all shout, long live the king, long live the king. They are so excited. And this time around, no doubters. Everybody's thrilled that this man has risen to the challenge. He formed that army. He beat Nahash. This man deserves to be their king, first king of the Hebrews. At that point, Samuel suggests to everybody, he sits down, he's going to speak his farewell speech. Samuel explains how the Hebrews came out of Egypt, how God performed many miracles when Moses was the leader and brought the Hebrews through the desert to the promised land where they are now. Samuel explains that God is our covenant God. We have a contract with him. He gave us the 10 Commandments. He committed to supporting us, protecting us, defending us, giving us prosperity as long as we stick close with him. As you and your king stick close to God, he will bless you and keep you, protect you. But if you do not, God will turn his back on you. Better be aware of that. Now, in the middle of his speech, something unique happens. A little earlier in his speaking, Samuel all of a sudden interrupts himself, and he speaks a prayer and asks God for a thunderstorm. For a what? A thunderstorm. Really? Is that what he said? Yeah. Why a thunderstorm? This is the dry season. It doesn't rain for weeks on end in this part of the world at this time of year. And yet Samuel wants a thunderstorm. So while he's speaking, all of a sudden clouds begin to drift over and it goes really dark. From a bright day, it goes dark and gloomy. Wind picks up and begins to ruffle the trees. And then all of a sudden the first thunderclap, bang! And another thunderclap, bang! There's lightning. And then the rain comes down, bucketing down. I mean, it just comes bucketing down. People run for cover. Everybody gets soaking wet. And then 10 minutes later, it clears. The sky's clear, the wind drops, the sun comes back out, and it's like it never even happened. And then Samuel says, lest you forget, never forget. Your God is our covenant God. We have a contract with heaven. Now you know that he's watching over us, that he responds to us. We need him and he wants us. Stick to the God of Moses and everything will be good. But if you and your king turn your back on him, God will do away with you and your king. Better beware, never forget. Wow, and when Samuel says that, you remember. So the day has come to an end. Samuel dismisses the people. They can all go home now. And Samuel himself goes home. He has explained to the people that he's no longer the leader. King Saul is now their leader. He will run the country on day-to-day affairs. Samuel is not going to speak judgment any further. King Saul will take care of that. But Samuel will continue to be the prophet and speak God's word to the people. And that will be that. So Samuel is on his way home. The people are on the way home. But Saul has got a special task ahead of him. Saul and Jonathan have been making plans. Saul wants Jonathan to take 1,000 soldiers to Gibeah, their hometown, and clear a large part of the woods right behind their farm in that area. They're going to build barracks to organize a garrison for all the soldiers to be stationed there. Of course, the work at the farm continues. Some of the soldiers be working there. And then Jonathan is organizing groups of soldiers who will fight these raiding parties that come in from the Philistines. Fantastic. So Jonathan is off. Saul is taking his 2,000 men to an area called Michmash. Now, that's not a town. It's actually a very high rock facade in a mountainous area, steep hills and valleys, perfect countryside for training. Saul wants to put his men through their paces and train man-to-man combat, train weapons, all this kind of thing. So here they go into Michmash. And as they arrive in Michmash, they disturb a group of Philistine soldiers who are actually here in an outpost there at the top overlooking the valley. Well, these soldiers, they don't want to be taken in by Saul or killed. And so they quickly pack their bags and disappear. They sneak out, keep themselves hidden. Then they wait for nighttime, and under cover of darkness, they make their way back to Ashdod, the town they came from. There they report to their leaders. Well, the Philistine leaders have been hearing about this Saul king. The Hebrews now have a king. Whoa. Yeah, just one king. The Philistines have a king per city, but the Hebrews decided to have just one king for all 12 tribes. And what is this Saul king doing? Well, actually, he pulled an army together, beat Nahash, the Ammonite king, and that was impressive. So is he for real? Well, it could be. But, his army is just a bunch of farmers. Yeah, and yet these farmers are strong people, motivated. They can be dangerous. We better keep an eye on this King Saul. And so the Philistines decide to send a platoon of soldiers to Gibeah, the area where Saul lives, where he has his farm. And there's a high place there called Gibeah, just a few miles out of town. And the soldiers will be setting up camp right up there. Keep an eye on the area from up there in hiding. Well, over here, Jonathan has been working hard. They've been cutting hundreds of trees, piles of wood, timber that's going to be used for building the barracks and all this. And, of course, work at the farm is in full swing. And then he hears news that there are Philistine soldiers just outside of town, there in Gibeah, up in the outlook. What are they doing there? Well, we don't know. They just snuck in, and they're kind of spying on us. So Jonathan sends word to his father, King Saul, who's over there in Michmash. Saul sends word back right away. We're not going to tolerate Philistines in our land. Throw them out. Kill as many as you can. Make sure you let a few escape so they can send word back to their Philistine leaders. So Jonathan takes a few hundred of his soldiers, and they get all weaponized, geared up. And first thing in the morning, they surround the outpost. They go in, they take it, they kill most of the soldiers, and a few of them manage to escape, go back to Philistia. Okay, well, when the Philistine leaders hear about this, they are annoyed. Okay, so this Saul king is looking for a fight, right? He's just killed a whole bunch of our soldiers, just like that. Okay, we'll take the fight to him. If this man is for real, if he gets dangerous, we're going to have to take him out. Okay, so the Philistines pull together an army of 10,000 soldiers and send it straight toward Michmash, where Saul is. They know where Saul is. Well, when Saul hears about this, there's a whole bunch of Philistines coming this way. He thinks, no, man, I'm not ready for a fight. We're not ready. We need, oh, man, the Philistines, they are really good fighters. They have weapons. They have swords, daggers. This is different from Nahash. Okay, Saul retreats from Michmash. He takes his army to Gilgal, where he knows he'll be safe for a little while. And as soon as Saul is in Gilgal, he sends word around the 12 tribes, let every man who came to fight Nahash, let him come to Gilgal to join Saul's army here. We're going to fight the Philistines. Saul also sends word to Samuel to inform him what's going on. And Samuel sends word back, I'll be in Gilgal in 7 days. Well, you would expect Saul is going to be busy. All these Hebrews that be coming. He's got to organize them in groups, set up leaders, give them equipment, all sorts of preparation for the big fight. Over here in Ashdod, the Philistine leaders hear that this King Saul has sent word out to all 12 tribes. He is gathering his large army. Okay, all right, we'll make sure we're going to overpower this man. We are going to take him out, no matter how many soldiers he gathers. The Philistines decide to send their entire army to Michmash. And you're talking 500,000 soldiers. And these soldiers are extremely well equipped, well trained. These are ferocious fighters. And they're on their way to Michmash. Now over here, Jonathan in Gibeah, he is noticing a problem. Every morning, when he does count of his soldiers, it seems that there's another 100 or so who have disappeared. His soldiers are deserting him. People in town have left their farms, their houses. The whole village is empty. People have gone into hiding. They're in caves in the woods. Hundreds of Hebrews have crossed the river Jordan to hide over there. There is a tremendous fear of the Philistines among the Hebrews. They are all petrified. You see, the Philistines had beaten the Hebrews really badly a number of times. When Samuel was young, there was this battle, and 30,000 Hebrew soldiers died in one day. The Hebrews have never forgotten it. My, something is going dreadfully wrong. What am I going to do? Over here in Gilgal, Saul is just beside himself. Nobody has come. He's now day 3 into this week. Nobody's come. No Hebrew farmers are joining him. His own army of 2,000 men, he's doing a count. 600 are left. The rest of them are shaking with fear. Man, what's the matter? And where is Samuel? He should be here. He should be standing by. He should be supporting us, doing something. Where is everybody? Then one evening, Saul's son, Jonathan, joins him here. Well, son, it's been fun being king for a few weeks. I guess that's all over now. Oh, Father, don't lose hope. God is going to do something. You know, the God of our covenant, he's not just going to forget about us. Well, it doesn't look good, does it? Nobody's come to our aid. There's a huge army over there. What are we going to do? Well, I don't know, but Samuel will be here soon, and Samuel may have a word from heaven. A word from heaven? What, and that's going to make the difference? Well, no, I don't know, but let's not give up hope. As long as we live, there is hope. Huh, really? Over there, Samuel has been praying. In his house there in Ramah, he's just praying like his life depends on it. He's not eating all week and just praying, oh God, come to our rescue. God of Moses, speak to us. Do something. This is looking so bad. It's never been as bad as this. Come to our aid. And then Samuel begins to realize the problem is with fear. The whole country is under a heavy fear. The people are just petrified, and that is just freezing them. They cannot exercise their faith because they are just so fearful. Samuel is breaking that fear in the name of the God of Moses. I break that fear. I break it. I break it up. Let faith rise among the Hebrews. But it's not looking good. It's an uphill battle. Samuel doesn't know. Boy, you've got 7 days and the time is nearly up. Saul in Gilgal just doesn't know what to do with himself. Oh, where is Samuel? Day 4 is come and gone. Day 5 is come and gone. Every day, more men are just disappearing. Now what? I mean, I'm just stuck here. Day 6 has come and gone. Still no Samuel? Oh, why is Samuel not here? Maybe we'll just forget about the sacrifices and get started. Oh, day 7 comes and goes. Still no Samuel. Day 8. Priest, Abijah, come over here. Bring the sacrifice. We're going to make the offerings. But sir, isn't that for Samuel? No. Samuel's not come. We're going to do it ourselves. I want to have it done before they attack. And so Ahijah the priest brings the burnt offering. Saul puts on the robe, the priestly robe, and they start bringing the sacrifices. They make the sacrifices. And just when the first round of sacrifices is made, there's word. Sir, Samuel has arrived. Samuel! I thought you'd never come. Where have you been? Saul. Now Samuel sees the priestly robe on Saul. What are you doing? Making the sacrifice. What else? Saul, that is just foolishness. Well, somebody had to do it. You weren't here. The sacrifice should be made in faith, not in fear. Look at you. Well, I don't know if you know, but the Philistines are building a huge army over there in Nahash. Thousands of chariots, foot soldiers from here to the sea. We're in big trouble, Samuel. God knows. God knows. But God has spoken. I have good news. Too late, Samuel. Too late. We should have attacked a week ago. We had a chance then. But where is the prophet when you need him? The prophet was fighting the spiritual battle. Important to get victory first in the spirit before any clashing of arms. I've been praying and fasting all week like my life depends on it. Oh, your life? So this is all about your life? No, Saul, it's about your life. The life of the king, the life of the Hebrew people. Well, the king and his little army are as good as dead. The Hebrew people, they're going to be slaves to the Philistines. But one thing, Samuel, I never asked to be king. Oh, Saul, God is our king. He's our great king. You and I were just his servants doing his bidding day in, day out. Bidding? All I know is he's got no army left. We have nothing to fight with. We're done. Finished. No, Saul, we're not. God has promised us victory. He will give us a miracle. Miracle? Miracle? I don't believe in miracles. Well, hang on now. When we left Egypt under Moses, God performed many amazing miracles. And when I was younger, God gave us an incredible miracle, and we beat the Philistines then. We are a covenant people. God looks after us. He's not just going to abandon us. Where is your faith, Saul? I'm a practical man. I'm not a priest. That's your job. Saul. Without God, we cannot function. Without God, we wouldn't exist. But if you refuse to hear from God, you make yourself incapable of doing the job. What job? Being king. Humble yourself, Saul. Where is your humility? Oh, don't give me that. It's all way too late anyway. I've had the worst week of my life. Saul, it is God's perfect timing. A man with a heart after God will recognize that. But if you reject God, then he will reject you as king, and you are no longer king. And with that, Samuel just walks off. Saul is left there, confused, angry, incapable of doing anything. Saul's younger son, Melchishua, is here at the camp. He's overheard the whole conversation. Now he joins his father here. The prophet is right, Father. We should be praying too. I mean, only a miracle can save us now. How dare he say that? Say what, Father? You're no longer king. How dare he? There's nothing he can do to take my crown. Father, if and when the Philistines attack, what do we do? Is there a plan? Did Samuel leave an instruction? What does Samuel know about warfare? Well, when Gideon beat the Philistines, God gave him precise instructions, and he did exactly what he was told. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm never going to do. I've got just 600 men left. It's a joke. Just a few weeks ago, I had over 300,000. I didn't think I needed them, so I sent them home. Now they don't want to come back. Samuel should have warned me. He knew what was coming. Now I look like a fool. Father, Perhaps we should pray that they'll get sick. Or let's pray the ground opens up and swallows them alive. Yeah, you go and pray, son. I'm going to sharpen my sword. Now Samuel has left the camp. He's got on his donkey and he's on his way back to Ramah, his hometown. But there's a young man over there coming running for him. Samuel, Samuel, wait. So Samuel stops. Jonathan, just the man I need to see. Sir, do you have news? I do. God is going to give us victory. Are you willing to believe that? I am, sir, I am. But it's going to take a miracle. We are completely overpowered. God is not. God knows. And you will have your miracle. I'm telling you what I know. Sir, is there a plan, an instruction? Yes, there is. Now, Jonathan, tell me, the rock over there, Michmash, that very tall rock over there, have you ever been up there? Oh, yes, I have. You get a tremendous view over the whole valley. What do you think? Are there Philistine soldiers up there right now? Oh, yes, sir, there are. There are. How many would there be up there? Well, a handful, a dozen or so. Now, that rock facade, is it hard to climb up there? Have you ever done that? I have, sir, once. Yeah, it can be done, but it is hard. It's very high and steep. Is it the instruction that we should climb up there? Well, the instruction is look for the weak spot and start the attack there. But I suppose if you climb up there and the Philistines, if they see you, they could easily kill you, while you're climbing. Yes, they could, but then again, sir, they might think we're runaway Hebrew soldiers. There's been quite a few running away, and they may want us to come up because they'll put us to work for them. Now, I'm not telling you what to do, Jonathan, but God will honor your faith. He'll make you strong, courageous. He will give you guidance, protect you. God bless you, son. And Samuel is off. Now, Jonathan and his friend, his armor bearer, his co-fighter, they cross the valley. It's a long, wide valley. It takes a while to get across. And then on the other side, they start climbing up that steep mountain, the rock facade. And while they're halfway up, some Philistine soldiers look over the edge. Hey, you Hebrews, come on up. We got work for you. So that is good news. They think they are runaway soldiers. They'll let them come up. And so Jonathan and his friend, they get to the top. They are put to work by the Philistines and they pretend they're going to do whatever they're told to do. And then all of a sudden, they pull their daggers out from underneath their clothes and they go to work. They kill one after the other, kill another, kill another, kill another. Before soon, 20 soldiers are down. All Philistine soldiers up here are down. Then Jonathan and his co-fighter, they begin to go over the hill and it slopes down on the other side. The whole Philistine army is over there in the valley of Michmash. And they begin to go down. They can hide in bushes behind trees and they kill a few soldiers here and they kill a few there, kill a few here, kill a few there, kill another few. The Philistine soldiers up there begin to notice that there's men going down all the time. Look, there's someone down over there, down over. What's going on? They are never expecting to be attacked from behind, but they're going down all over. What's going on? It's the Hebrew God. He is doing something. The Hebrew God is all powerful. He can do the craziest thing. Maybe it's angels attacking us. What's going on? More soldiers are going down and more soldiers going down. A panic begins to grow among these soldiers. Then all of a sudden the ground starts shaking. The ground is shaking. Rocks are coming down. Rocks are rolling down. Jonathan and his friend, they are killing more guys. There is just panic spreading everywhere. There is mayhem. They think, we're being attacked. Fight back, but nobody knows who to fight, where to fight. They start fighting each other. They are killing each other with their swords. It is just mayhem and chaos. Hundreds of soldiers are running this way. The whole of the Philistine army, you're talking hundreds of thousands of soldiers, are in a panic. Now over here, at Saul's camp here in Gilgal, they can't see what's going on there, but they can hear it. What's that? There's the clashing of swords. There's a whole bunch of shouting and screaming. Wah, 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 wah. What's going on? And then some of the Hebrew soldiers come running into camp. They've been on an outpost to watch what's going on. Sir, the whole Philistine army is in a panic for some reason. They're all running around. They're all killing each other. We should go after them. Okay. Priest, Ahida, make the inquiry of God. Should we go after them or not? Soldiers, get ready. Oh, priest, don't even bother. We're going after them. Get ready, we're going after them. And then Saul all of a sudden has a clever idea. He declares a fast. None of you shall eat from now till sunset, until I have my revenge on my enemy. And he makes the soldiers pledge a solemn oath that they will not eat or touch any nourishment between now and sunset. I make this solemn pledge: if anybody of you eats, he shall be put to death. I declare this before heaven. And then Saul sends his 600 men after the Philistines, and off they go. Now over here, Jonathan and his friend, they have been racing after Philistines. They've killed quite a few. There's been battles. My, it is chaos over here. While Hebrews who were in hiding are coming out of hiding, and they are now joining the Hebrew army. So the Hebrew army is actually growing while the Philistine army is just falling to pieces. And this is a long day. This battle started in the morning, and the hours go on and on and on. And the Hebrews are just running, racing after the Philistines. All these fights, killing them and killing them. But I can tell you, after a few hours, the Hebrew soldiers are exhausted and famished. They need nourishment, but they can't eat. Now, Jonathan, he wasn't there when that fast was declared by his father. He doesn't know about it. He comes across a honeycomb that's lying there on the ground. He finds a stick, puts it in there, puts it to his lips. Oh man, that is good. That honey just goes right through, gives him fresh energy. He needed that, and off he is, another few hours of fighting and killing. The Hebrew army have an enormous victory over the Philistines that day. The Philistines are just in chaos as they run back to their own country. So then after sunset, Hebrew soldiers begin to come back to camp. They are exhausted. They have to drag themselves to camp. Some of them find some honey in the woods or some things left by the Philistine soldiers. They eat what they can find, and then in the camp there is nourishment for them there. They are completely done. Now Saul has stayed in camp. He is considering a plan. He wants to send the soldiers after the Philistines once more. Let them eat first, let them drink, let them recover. Then we're going to send them after these Philistines. Let's chase them right into their cities, right through the night. Let's set fire to the barracks. Let's kill them all. Let's destroy what we can. Let's finish them off once and forever. Now, when the priest hears about this, he offers to the king, shall I make the inquiry, sir, to see what heaven says to us? And Saul says, okay, make the inquiry. So the priest is doing his work to get an answer from heaven, but no answer comes. That's odd. No answer. Well, do it again, says Saul. So Ahijah is doing the same ritual again and asking for an answer. It doesn't come, sir. There is no answer. Oh, something is wrong. Something is in the way. I get it. Maybe one or two of my men have eaten. Oh, but I pledge a solemn vow, if any of them has eaten, they will surely be put to death. And Saul kicks into action like, whoa. All the commanders, come over here. You stand here with me and my son. All the soldiers, you stand over there. Priest, make the inquiry. And the priest makes the inquiry. the answer comes back. The problem is on the king's side. Okay, all the soldiers can relax. Commanders, you stand over here while my son and I stand over here. Priest, the inquiry. The priest makes the inquiry. The problem is again on the king's side. Okay, commanders, you can sit back. I'll stand over here. My son is over there. Priest. He makes the inquiry. Answer comes back. The problem lies with Jonathan. What have you done? Have you eaten? Well, I had a little honey in the middle of the afternoon, but, I didn't know about this fast. I never pledged an oath or anything. You should have known. You should have been here. You're part of this army. You've broken my vow. You shall surely die. Soldiers, kill him. The soldiers stand there like, sir, he didn't know about this fast. He never pledged the oath. No, we can't kill him. Saul is beside himself with anger. Oh, yes, you shall certainly die. You there, commander, kill him. Sir, he didn't pledge the oath. Besides, he's the one who got us the breakthrough. He should be honored, not killed. Saul is beside himself with anger. He pulls his dagger from his waist, and it looks like he's going to kill Jonathan himself. Quickly, the commanders step around Jonathan. They all stand here right around Jonathan, as if to say, if you're going to kill him, you're going to have to kill all of us. Saul stands there shaking with anger. Oh! Then he throws away his dagger and he storms off. Jonathan just comes staggering from the commanders, leans up to a tree. I have never seen my father like this. Whoa, that is just shocking. Why would he do this? Why would he behave like? Why did he even pronounce that fast? That's the worst of times to go into a fast. Oh. Then the commanders want to know, Jonathan, sir, are we still going after the Philistines like your father had said? No. We've done enough. God has given us great victory. Let's rest. And then the men begin to relax. Wow, what a day. What an incredible turnaround. What an amazing situation. Well, you have done a great thing, Sir Jonathan, by climbing up that rock facade and forcing that breakthrough. Well, says Jonathan, all honor goes to God. He used Samuel to show me what to do, and all I did was just follow through. God protected me. He protected all of us. He's given us the victory. All glory goes to God. And then all go, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. Wow, and then they sit down and have some food and drink and relax into the night. It's been an amazing start to the kingdom, the first few weeks, and all of this has happened. A great victory over the Ammonites to the east, a great victory over the Philistines to the west. Whoa. But their king, he's only been king a few weeks. It looks like he's already losing the plot. You wonder where this is going to go. Well, that'll be for next time. See you soon.